it's good that there's a lot of technology coming out. I think that's the best part. Everyone says construction is slow to adopt technology. I feel that is true in certain sense, but not 100% true. I just feel that for a particular technology to be successful in a construction domain takes a lot more time compared to what a typical SaaS solution would do in a consumer tech space. I think that's the difference. Even for a pilot to be successful, it might take 6 months to a year to actually have quantifiable results. So would I call it is slow to adopt technology? No. Does it take time for you to generate quantifiable results? Yes. So I think that's where I would leave at right now. But in terms of issues that you see, I feel, and again, this is not generalizing. Obviously, there's a lot of great contact products that we use.
Right.
But I think we already talked about the feedback loop that's missing right now. It's like you are building a tool which sounds good on the paper. The feature sounds great on paper, but is it hitting with the people on projects?
Yeah.
I think there's some loss of information on what is expected and what is provided. And I feel like there's always this quote, right? Consumers don't know what they want.
Yeah.
I feel like how true is it really in construction? Because construction is such a field where the experience actually matters compared to like if you compare it with a proper coding field. Everything is getting updated daily, pretty much with AI.
Yeah.
So you have to keep up with it. So your experience does count in the computer space as well, but a 60-year-old computer engineer and a 30-year-old computer engineer won't really have much difference. Again, like just
the gap's closing.
Yeah, the gap's closing. But
in
in construction, that is not the case. A 60-year-old field super would have immense wealth and knowledge compared to a 25, 30-year-old assistant super. So I feel like there is a lot of information that could be gathered from the field professionals, which is, I guess, missing out in today's contact providers providing solutions.
It's interesting watching people try to pick the right solutions and get those actually deployed in their company. So what you're doing in Skanska is helping with the picking, right? You're exploring, trying to identify tools and try to identify the right situations so those get properly matched. So I think a lot of companies probably would have a shared complaint of the software company said this was going to work great, but now I've got it implemented and it doesn't so much. You seem like you're trying to, on a professional level, answer those questions before you make a mistake and try to deploy the wrong software for the wrong scenario. So what kind of things are you exploring? Like what kind of things do you look at to think critically about deploying a software before you introduce it to like a team of 100 and realize, oh, that was a mistake?
So personally, for me, I think just speaking from my experience and from what I have done and not company-wide, so I get to talk with like a lot of contact founders in general because of the podcast and everything. And I obviously book some slots just to see what they're building, what they're doing. I feel like in terms of reviewing what works, I think there's this notion that if I have a solution, it might apply to all different projects, be it heavy civil, be it a vertical construction. But I feel that's not the case. Some solutions are very project focused as well, is what I've realized lately. And also the value that they bring in different phases decide if I go with that software or not. So to give an example, if I have a demolition project, right? Would I need a supply chain software? That product has value. It can solve issues, but it's a demolition project. So do I really need that on my job?
I'm not bringing anything to site.
Yeah. So it's like those are kind of it sounds so simple, but then I feel like those are some things that you also have to understand before start paying for these monthly subscriptions, right?